Well, if you have been following the channel for a little while, you know we did a Zelda Tears of the Kingdom playthrough. But recently, it's been discovered that many people played Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, up towards 1 million people played it via emulator on their PC. Nintendo has taken great issue at this, to the point that they're going to shut the place down. They're suing Yuzu over it. Well, I figure I gotta cover this story. I'm a little tiny bit late, but things have taken precedent over this story, and we're covering it today. Nintendo says Tears of the Kingdom was pirated 1 million times pre-release in lawsuit against emulator creator. Now, before we fully get into the video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, all those fun YouTube things, and don't forget to comment down below. Nintendo is suing Tropic Haze, the creators of popular Nintendo Switch emulator Yuzu, alleging its tech was used to let over 1 million copies of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom download illegally a week and a half before the official release. This could have had damaging effects to the market. This is pre-release, so it's not nearly as much, although it comes out as a leaked item, and I'm not really sure where this is going to lie, because emulation has been this up and down thing. Usually you can emulate things, but because it's technically a leak at this point, they need to protect their IP. They need to take some sort of action against this. And now, because it was able to leak, they get this file to market before Nintendo released their product. That creates a little bit of a legal nightmare when it comes down to this thing, and Nintendo might actually have a case here over it. The suit, which was filed on February 26th in the United States District Court of Rhode Island, alleges that Tropic Haze is liable for unlawful distribution of pirated copies of Tears of the Kingdom before it released on May 12, 2023. Today, Yuzu provided any internet user in the world with the means to unlawfully decrypt and play virtually any Nintendo Switch game, including Nintendo's current generation of most popular games, without ever paying a dime for a Nintendo console or for that game. And to be clear, there is no lawful way to use Yuzu to play Nintendo Switch games, including because it must decrypt the games. Encryption, the suit reads. These are things that have gone up and down quite a bit with emulation. Well, breaking news, it looks like Yuzu, the creators of the emulator that I'm talking about in the story, I get home, I start looking at stories, and then I find out Yuzu actually settled on a Monday, and I was going to originally release the video that was going on here tomorrow, Tuesday, and now they've settled, and they're paying $2.4 million to Nintendo. Now, on top of that, they're shutting down the emulator site, and this is absolutely devastating to actually hear. Hello, users and Serta fans. We write to you today to inform you that Yuzu and Yuzu support of Serta have been discontinued effective immediately. Yuzu and its team has always been against piracy. We started the project in good faith, out of our passion for Nintendo and its consoles and games, and we're not intending to cause harm. But we see now that because our projects can circumvent Nintendo's technological protections measures, allow users to play games outside of authorized hardware, they have led to extensive piracy. In particular, we have been deeply disappointed when users have used our software to leak game content prior to the release and ruin the experience for legitimate purchasers and fans. We have come to the decision that we cannot continue to allow this to occur. Piracy was never our intention, and we believe that piracy of video games and on video game consoles should end. Effective today, we are pulling our code repositories offline, discontinuing our Patreon account, and Discord servers, and soon shutting down our websites. We hope our actions will be a small step towards ending piracy of all creators' works. Thank you for years of support and for understanding our decision. And you know someone at PR made them put this out there as part of the settlement. You just got to figure that this is going to be where it goes. Now, there's a couple things here. They settled, meaning there was not a court judgment on this. And so when it comes down to emulation and ROMs, they're safe for now. Right? They're still seen as an alternative form to playing games in the emulator world. But with the ruling like this where they settled, they're saying it's piracy. Now, part of it is because the source codes were involved with Nintendo games. So Nintendo, like I was saying in my original video, they really have a case here. And because they brought to market Tears of the Kingdom days before it was actually released, then Nintendo can actually sit there and say they have damages. Now, at what is Tears of the Kingdom? An $80 game? At 1 million copies, that's $80 million. Right? Do the math. They settled for $2.4 million, which I think is a drop in the bucket for how much Nintendo could have got out of them and this statement. It's really disheartening to see this kind of thing, because emulation is another form to play video games. I know there's a lot going on with games jumping to PC. I, for one, have always advocated for PC gaming over console gaming because you can just do so much more with the PC. And you sit there and if you break down the specs of what's in a console, your PC pretty much has the exact same thing, if not better, in it. So that's where the differences do lie there. Now, this does fall back to the original intended purpose of having like a Switch. You know, the Switch was a key component to be able to play Tears of the Kingdom. So it's kind of that package deal. But then it comes down to the other side, and where I spoke about Point Crow and how he got his videos taken down over emulation of Zelda games, but he modded the games to allow for multiplayer in them. With Nintendo in complete control like this, you can't mod these games legally at this junction. Nintendo, I have seen them do this many times before. There was a Super Metroid 2 emulator that actually came out there on the market, and Nintendo actually caused a cease and desist of that game. The person took the map from Super Metroid 1 and made a whole new story based off that map, and it was a whole new game. But you couldn't, he had to stop making the project because Nintendo said, no, that's our IP. You cannot steal our IP. You cannot make this game. And also in recent years, years ago, you could go onto the Battle.net network and be able to download the Rock and Roll Racing ROM directly through a Battle.net account. Recently, that was removed. So the laws and the way things for emulation is going is becoming a very, very tough place to be. You know, as a content creator, there's sometimes where I want to play ROMs just because I don't have access to the game otherwise. And you're seeing with other games out there like Final Fantasy VI, which we did a full playthrough on the Super Nintendo, on the original intended console, but it has been re-released on Steam in the Pixels version as a re-release now. And you've recently also seen this with Super Mario RPG. They did it as a re-release. Now these re-releases are bringing up the whole new fight of emulation all over again, where is emulation is now a form of piracy, or is this a way to preserve the original game? That is what's going to have to be decided sometime in the near future. But right now, it seems that is not going to happen. Yuzu paying out $2.4 million to Nintendo over this situation. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, I've been your proud Canadian Phoenix Cindershadow. I'm signing off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.